Hi and welcome to Knitting Blooms. Today is Friday, June 15th, and this is episode number 59. I am coming to you a day early because I have been in some kind of a weird funk this week, and I am doing something that a number of people suggested this week, and that is to change things up a bit and to do something a little bit different, and hopefully that will get me out of this crazy weirdness. Usually I am extremely productive, and this week I didn't feel like doing anything. It's very rare that I ever just sit and do absolutely nothing. I'm usually knitting or spinning or reading or something. This week was not one of those weeks. And I'm sure that everybody has those type of weeks, days, weeks, months, but it's just not typical for me. So it just feels very weird when I do have a weird kind of week like that. This week I haven't felt like doing much knitting. I haven't felt like spinning. Well, actually, I take that back. Spinning is the one thing that I did feel like doing. I did a lot of spinning over the weekend, but then come Tuesday, everything was epic fail, which I will get to when I get to the spinning segment. But basically, since Tuesday, everything has been at a standstill. I've tried to move things along, but hasn't worked. So I don't have much to show you. So I'm thinking this might be a pretty short show today. But that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it today, just to change things up a bit. And the second thing is that I think this weekend is going to be pretty busy for me. I have to take Mickey in to get some blood work done tomorrow. He's still having his issues, and we're taking him in to get him tested for inflammatory bowel disease, and I think something else. Oh, and pancreatitis. I think that we're checking for that too, because he's still losing weight, and he's still eating like he hasn't eaten in a week, and he eats twice as much as the other cats do, and he's just losing weight like crazy. So we're going to take him in for some more tests tomorrow, and he has to do a 12-hour fast. So the fact that he's always starving every single time we give him food, I feel really bad about having him fast. So I'm trying to take him in as early as possible in the morning. He won't be able to eat anything after 8 o'clock today, and he's got an appointment tomorrow morning at 8 for his blood draw. And then I was thinking about recording tomorrow because Steve is going to be doing some PI work tomorrow and will be gone for most of the day. But then I thought, you know what, I just need to get it done so that tomorrow maybe I can get out of the funk and I can get back to knitting. So I'm recording today a day early. We don't have any drawings today, so that will go by quickly, and yeah, I'll just get right into what I'm working on. We do have Charity June going on. I saw a few more posts this week. I think we're up to 23 projects in the thread. So that is great. I just looked at the pictures real quick. I didn't look to see what charities they were this week because, again, I haven't done much. I've been on the computer as little as possible, and really, Tuesday and Wednesday, all I did was eat, which was really bad, and then I didn't work out. So I think maybe this weekend I'm going to have to work out a little bit more to burn off those extra calories that I just kept eating on Tuesday and Wednesday. So Charity June goes to the end of the month. I think I remember saying that the last day of the month is June 30th, so I will be drawing the prizes that day. So you only have until the 29th of Friday to post your pictures to get entered into the drawing. I will quickly mention the featured crafter this period, this couple weeks, which is Feed Your Inner Child, and I got some stitch markers. I did place an order last week. In fact, I didn't place the order right away, but right after I uploaded, I did go on and I ordered my peanut butter and jelly stitch markers. They're so cool. I love them. And the bananas on the peanut butter one. So I got those, and I did see that she, it's like almost as soon as I purchased them, more came up. So she must have more than one, and it must automatically renew, or maybe she just posted it again. I'm not sure. So I got that one, and then I also got some cupcakes. And they are so cute. This is my favorite one with the grapefruit on the top. It is so cute, and it just amazes me. And then the one with the strawberries. It amazes me the detail that she gets on these with the bananas and the grapefruit. It's just unreal. There they go. I'm just really enjoying seeing them. I don't know if I will actually use them as stitch markers. A lot of people have been telling me that I need to order the margarita one, but it's a pendant, and I'm not sure that I would actually even use it. But what I might do is contact Charlie and see if she can make margarita stitch markers, because that's what the peanut butter and jelly ones, she had peanut butter and jelly rings, and I asked her if she could make peanut butter and jelly stitch markers, and she did, and I ordered them, and they're so cute. But the stitch markers that you will be entering to win in the thread on the group are these stitch markers, which are the cookie stitch markers. These are the ones that are a prize for the thread that is up on the group. And I will be drawing for that next week when I podcast. Hopefully it will be on my normal time, and nobody will get cut off by trying to wait till the last minute to enter. So that's pretty much everything other than my projects. So let's jump right into the projects. I'm kind of glad that I didn't show you some of my projects last week, because now I have something to show you this week, because I didn't get much knitting done this week at all. I did work on Just Ducky a little bit. This one I had done mostly the week before, and again, I'm tangled again, I think. Anyway, here's the second sock, and I think I had most of this done last week, but since I didn't show it to you, you didn't see it. But I did on Saturday. I don't know why I have such a problem with the string. I think it's because I dig the yarn out and I throw it back in there. It's crazy. It seems like every single week we go through this. But when I'm working on them during the week, I don't have this problem. Maybe I cause the problem during the week. Anyway, okay. I think I've got it. So I did a little bit of this, and then this one I did the most this past week because I did the sock. I did the heel on the first sock. And I did this when I went to the wedding on Saturday. I went to a outdoor wedding of a knitting friend, and we brought our projects and we worked on them a little bit at the reception. So I got the heel done, but that's all it is. Again, these are the, this yarn was dyed by Kagi TM at Knitopia. This is what we did when we did the self-striping. And it's turning out beautifully. And I love the fact that the orange didn't dye all the way, that you have that variation in color. I really like that look. When I do some dyeing for a sweater, I want to get that kind of look. It's not always easy to do, but that's what I'm going to shoot for. But I did get some progress on that. Luckily, most of it was done last week, and you didn't see it, so you still get to see something new. So that's just Ducky, project number 1. The projects that I didn't work on this week, I think I did maybe 2 rows on an Ishbeg. That's my sweater for Rhinebeck. Didn't work on that. Pulled it out one day, but only did a couple rows. 40 Caney Reindeers, still nothing new on that. And the Effervescent socks, didn't touch them either. The next project is the Through the Loops shawl. I think originally the clues were supposed to come out on Friday, but they've been coming out on Wednesday or Thursday, so I haven't started clue number 3 yet. I did get clue number 3, but I haven't started it. In fact, I think I still have about 8 rows of clue number 2. This is primarily what I worked on this week. I had finished clue number 1 last week, but I had not started clue number 2 when I recorded, but I didn't show it to you last week. But this is what I've primarily been working on this week, which goes to show you how much I knit, which is hardly anything. Here is the yarn that I'm using. It is, I think it's Creatively Dyed. Creatively Dyed in the colorway Society, and I think it's Sammy Queen is the base. It is a fingering weight single, and most definitely my color. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen clue number 2, and this isn't even all of clue number 2, but here it is. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be a half circle shawl, which is going to be cool. So there's what I have. And like I said, I think I have about 8 rows to go on clue number 2 before I can start clue number 3. That will definitely be my goal for this week, is to do finish clue number 2 and get clue number 3 done as well. I'm just hoping that I can get back out of this funk, because like I said, I've been bored and I haven't wanted to do anything. It's been crazy, crazy. If you know anything about my life is usually going at 150 miles an hour all the time. So I really should stop and enjoy those times when I just don't feel like doing anything, but then I feel like I'm being unproductive, and that makes me stressed. So that's hard for me. The other project that I have done a bit of work on this week is my seashells shawl, which is out of the hand spun that I spun up for my mom. And this is the shawl that she chose. And I'm just going to show you a portion of it. I was right at the part where I was going to start the lace work. And there is the lace work. The top portion is all stockinette with the lace at the bottom. It's going to look really, really nice. And I've been looking at the pattern, and there is an option to add some beads, in the final border, which I think I'm going to do because she doesn't want the points on it, and I think that the beads will just set off that edge. So I couldn't decide if I wanted to do another repeat. This looks awfully short. She said she wanted it about 13 inches, but I seriously think she would like it a little bit longer. I can always rip it back. So I'm not really worried about it. If she gets it and she says, oh, it's really too long, we can always rip it back. But I just would like to make it a little bit longer. I think I'm going to do the full 9 repeats of the lace chart, which is only 4 rows. So 4 rows for each repeat. I have 6 in here now, and so it will be just a little bit longer before I do the edging, which is going to be a garter stitch, and then add some beads. I have to see if I have beads that will work, and I think I might have some beads that will work. When I just ordered beads for the summer solstice knit along with Wendy Knits, I ordered a bunch of different beads because I couldn't decide what color I wanted, and so I think with the beads that I already have and the beads that I ordered, I might be able to get something to work, because I ordered some like just plain clear beads and clear beads with, I think, silver. So we'll see. But yeah, I've been working on this. The 4 rows, even though I have no idea how many stitches I have on here, the 4 rows on the repeat do go pretty quickly. Last week I mentioned that I wasn't quite sure about how the increases, or the when you do the last row for the increases to start the border, I really wasn't sure how that was going to work. And even when I was doing what they told me to do, right through to the end, I was really like, is this really going to work? The idea, I guess, is the fact that instead of having to increase until you get to X number of stitches, you just kind of fudge that last row, because really, if you're 1 or 2 stitches off at the end over here on the stockinette section, you're not really going to notice it, and I think that's the idea. So what they do is they just say, do this pattern all the way across until you get to X number of stitches, and then figure out if you need to add more repeats or take away the repeats or something. It ended up working out fine. I'm still haven't wrapped my brain around how that all worked, but it did. So, but that's coming right along. Like I said, I think I have 3 more repeats to go. Yeah, 6. I'm on this, getting ready to do the 7th repeat right now. This is the next row, is the patterned stitch. So 3 more repeats, and then I will add a garter stitch border on this, and I think it will be absolutely beautiful. And I do really love working with the hand spun. You can see the color variation there. And again, there is the lace. So, beautiful, beautiful. I would suspect that this will be done this week. In fact, I had hoped to block the Pamua shawl. I was going to do it last night. And last night I decided to run almost 6 miles instead, which my body really needed, and I'm glad that I did it. It was awfully hot yesterday, but I did go out and I ran, I think it was 5.8 miles. Well, technically I didn't run the whole 5.8 miles. I think I ran the first basically 3.5 and then walked the rest of it. But the point is I got out and I ran. And that did make me feel good. I have not started my Color Affection shawl. I have determined that I will be using the Knit Picks Glimmer which is the pink, gray, and black. In fact, and one of the reasons why I haven't started is because I really wanted to get something off the needles before I started it, because I just feel like I'm getting too many things going. So more than likely, if I can get the Simple Seashell Shawl, that's a that is a mouthful. Simple Seashells Shawl. If I can get that completed this weekend, then I will probably start the Color Affection in the next couple of days. So let's talk about spinning. Last weekend, I did a lot of spinning. But I only have it to show you on the bobbin because my intention was to skein it up last night, soak it last night, and then have it dry for tomorrow when I recorded. But I didn't do that. After I ran, I can't remember what I did. I came home and I vegged for the rest of the night. Anyway, I finished this one up on Saturday. This is the Spin Monkeys, and it is the mixed BFL. And I did really enjoy it. Last week I mentioned that there was some felted bits, but I think it was because my hands were hot when I was spinning it. It plied up beautifully. I plied it on the Sidekick. And I Navajo plied it. The issues that I came across while plying it on my Sidekick were the fact that I have both of my hands wrapped up in the yarn, and if I stop, I can't kickstart my flyer like I can with my Ladybug. So that was a little bit of a learning curve trying to do that. But other than that, I think it came out nice. I can't wait to get it off of the bobbin and see how it turns out. So this has been on the bobbin since Sunday. I finished spinning the singles on Saturday, and I plied it on Sunday. Sunday evening I started it, and I finished plying it on Monday. So I can't wait to get it off the bobbin so I can see how that's going to look. On Saturday, after I finished spinning the singles of the Spin Monkeys, I started spinning the Franklin, and I finished it on Sunday. I have to say, I was a little disappointed. Now, if I had read the Etsy post, I would not have been disappointed. However, I didn't read the Etsy post. I saw that, I knew that Amy from Knitting in Circles and Diane of the Knittables were doing this spin along. And I saw the colors and I thought, I'm just going to try it. What I was disappointed about was the fact that she dyed the fiber in the braid. So the colors that you saw on the outside of the braid were not technically the full color, because the braid was, when you took the fiber out of the braid, you had more white spots than you expected. So I was kind of hoping that once it was plied, those colors would come back together. Now, I think they did a little bit, and I'm going to open this up a little bit so you can see. I think they did a little bit, but I was really looking forward to that bright orange and that bright yellow. Now, she does have it posted in the Etsy listing that the fiber is dyed in the braid. And I know that if it's dyed in the braid, the color is not going to saturate all the way through. Having not read the Etsy listing, that's why I was disappointed. It's not that she did it and didn't tell us. It was, she had it specifically listed, because I did check her other Etsy listings and they don't say that. So if I go and purchase something else and it doesn't say that in the listing, and then I get it and it's done the same way, then I will definitely be disappointed. But in this case, I should have no reason to be disappointed because it was specifically listed. But I was looking for the brighter color. Anyway, I loved the fiber. This was the Polworth silk, and it spun up beautifully. I mean, it was a dream to spin. I will definitely be ordering more, which is why I was looking at the other Etsy listings that she has, because I really liked the fiber. I really liked her prep. But I wanted to see if she does all of her fibers like that, and it does not appear that she does. So I will definitely be ordering some more fiber to try out, because it was a dream to spin. Again, this is the Gnome Acres Franklin. I ended up spinning it on the Ladybug, and I also plied it on the Ladybug. And I ply from my onboard Kate. But what I found is that when you're Navajo plying from the onboard Kate with the tension bands is not the best idea. And maybe if I had put it on the bottom instead of on the top, because there's two rods, there's two on the top and two on the bottom for the Kate, and I think the top might be a little bit tighter with the tension band, because I struggled. The whole time that I was plying this, I went back and forth and back and forth. Do I use the tension band? Do I don't use the tension band? How am I going to do this? If I was using the tension band, I really had to tug on the fiber in order to get it to come off the bobbin. If I wasn't using the tension band, it was flying off, and it was starting to kink up on itself. So there are bits of this that are just horribly plied, and here is a perfect example. It's tight and it's not good at all. So I'm not really looking forward to seeing all of those bits that are like that, but I'm hoping that once it soaks, it will be better. So again, I'm going to get this off the bobbin, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, and see how it turns out. So I do have the yarn that I purchased, so I will get the bright orange and the bright yellow from the yarn when I knit that up. Next, I started spinning this. This is a bat of purple and green sparkle. It's very cool. Look at all the sparkle. It is from Uniquely Yours. It's her Forest Plum color. It has Superwash Merino, Firestar, and Angelina. And I started spinning this on the Ladybug. There's the bobbin. And there goes my shawl, or my blanket. So there's the bobbin. Okay? It's a bat. Okay? I've never spun a bat before, so I wasn't quite sure how this was going to work. I just pulled off a hunk of it and started spinning. Well, I don't know which one this is. It kind of reminds me of tinsel at Christmas. I don't know if that's the Angelina or the Firestar. One of them is smaller. This is more in the same width of the fiber here, but this reminds me of tinsel at Christmas. A little bit smaller than the tinsel, but nonetheless, that's what it reminds me of. And I thought it was going to be so fun and sparkly, and it is. However, when I was spinning it on the wheel, it seemed like those purple sparkly bits were just going everywhere but where they were supposed to go. And my biggest concern was that this fiber was going to go everywhere and the cats were going to eat it. And if you have cats, you know that you should never use tinsel on your Christmas trees because the cats will eat it and it's not good for the cats. So I don't use tinsel. So here I am thinking, well, I can't use tinsel on my Christmas tree. Why would I be using this stuff and getting this all over my house so the cats can eat it? They're long pieces. Now, this might not be as bad as tinsel because it's not as thick, but it's still pretty strong, and I'm nervous about the cats. So I thought, there's no way I'm going to spin this stuff. So I stopped spinning it on my bobbin, on my wheel. Well, I thought, okay, I'm not going to spin on the wheel at home, but maybe I can spin it on my drop spindle away from home. So I started spinning it on my drop spindle the other day at work. The thing is I'm just not feeling this fiber. It's pretty, it's gorgeous, it looks like so much fun. I'm not feeling it. I might try it one more time, but I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to be spinning this. And guess what? I have 2 bats of it. So, and again, I don't know. We'll see what I decide to do, but this might become a prize sometime very soon because somebody would love it. It is very pretty. I love it if somebody else would spin it for me. I don't know. I'll probably end up giving it as a prize to somebody. Maybe we'll make it a prize for Tour de Fleece. I'm waiting to see. That's probably my mom calling.
Call from GA.
Nope. Just telemarketer. So yeah, I might just do it as a prize for Tour de Fleece. There's almost 8 ounces here. The little bit that I've used, I probably haven't used 0.2 ounces. This one is 4.2, was when it started, and this one was 3.9. So it's almost 8 ounces of fiber. So any way you look at it, it's going to be a great prize for somebody. But it will probably be a prize with Tour de Fleece because I'm not feeling it. What I might do is I might ply up what I have on my bobbin and see if I'm really, really, truly in love with it. But it might go bye-bye. And then I also started something else, which has been a fail as well. It was a bad week, really it was. I started some Cloud Lover fiber. It is her BFL base in the colorway Holland. And I started spinning it on a drop spindle, which I'm not feeling. But what I think I'm going to do, I haven't spun too much on it at all. That's what I've spun so far. And the reason I did this was because I wanted to start spinning again at the office, but I'm not feeling this. So, more than likely, this is going to go on the wheel. I actually broke it up into three segments, and what I did was I just took it out of the braid and did 3 basically like this. And I had 3 pieces that were the same length. And then I just broke them at the bends. And then I'm going to spin this, and then this, and then this. And actually, when I did that, just by lining them up like that, just by taking the end and going boom, and then, you know, working it until I got them all the same length, and then breaking it right at this point and right at this point, they were pretty even. One was 38 grams and the other two were 37. So that was pretty even. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin these up and then I'm going to 3-ply them. But I want to make them thinner than this. I think one of the reasons why I don't want to spin it on the drop spindle is because I'm not getting it as thin as I would like. I'm sure that I could get it thin as I like, but this week I just was not feeling anything. Nothing was working for me this week. So that will go onto the wheel this weekend, and hopefully I can spin it up a little thinner because I'd like to make some, do a 3-ply, a traditional 3-ply, and do some socks, make some socks for myself. Yeah, so that's it. I also have the fiber study that I still have not plied, the 2 bobbins that I have not plied up. Hopefully I will get that done this week. Hopefully I will just in general get my mojo back, because right now I just don't have the mojo, the spinning or knitting mojo. And I'm hoping that it comes back this weekend. I actually, even this week, I didn't even feel like watching podcast. That's how bad it was. I watched a couple podcasts on Monday. Actually, I watched a couple podcasts on Tuesday when I was in that big funk, when I started the big funk. And I watched 10 minutes of it, and then I'd be like, okay, now what? And then I'd watch 10 minutes of another podcast, and I'd be like, okay, now what? It had nothing to do with the podcast because it was the same people doing the same thing, which I've enjoyed always before. It was me. It was definitely me. So I am off to hopefully do some knitting this evening. And then maybe tomorrow and maybe by next week I will have something to show you. So very short episode this week because I have nothing else to tell you. Because I had no podcast, I had nothing. So, and we will have a drawing next weekend for the stitch markers. Yeah, that's it. Hope you have a great week. I hope I have my knitting mojo back by next week, and I hope your knitting blooms. So, bye for now.